Hello, everyone. Welcome to Forum Friday. On Forum Fridays, I check in with Mark and ask him what's going on at the forums. Mark?
Hi, everybody. It's Happy Friday again, right? We have, yeah, everybody's excited about Friday, right? Even though I'm retired, I'm starting to get that way too, right?
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
Saturday's market day. It's so much fun. Yeah, it means I get up early in the morning, but it's, baking croissants and danishes and breads and everything, and talking to all the local people who come by. And, I get comments like, I haven't had a croissant like this since I was in Paris, right? And so
can I ask you
that
something?
feels good.
Do you actually hand roll the croissant, or do you have a dough sheeter?
No, I hand roll it all.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all hand rolled right now. Yeah. I only do about 12 to 14 dozen every week, so it's not a huge amount, right?
What? That's a lot.
Yeah. It's fun. I do different variations and things, right? So
Sorry to cut into your croissant rolling day, but I wanted to check in to ask you, what's the forums doing?
Well, we have that.
People asking there.
Yes, absolutely. That's what we're here for. We have a revival of a question that came up some time ago, and that is about extending shelf life in cookie dough or cookies, baked cookies. And so, in the original question is about edible cookie dough. So that's the raw cookie dough that has grown in popularity, where people like to eat it raw as a snack, and you buy it in the refrigerated section and things like that.
As a food safety professional, I still can't do that.
Yes, that is the thing. It is the extending any kind of shelf life at all on a raw cookie dough,
right,
is got to do with the ingredients. You want to eliminate the dairy as much as possible. So if you're going to use dairy, the user posted that they use milk, so I would eliminate the milk and use a high heat treated milk powder, like a skim milk powder, because then you've had the dairy go through a kill step, and even though you're rehydrating it for richness and flavor, it's not going to contain any bacteria that could grow. Then they use specialty flours for this. They're specially heat treated flours for this, because standard flour is meant to be baked. It has all kinds of bacteria in it, including E. coli, because it grows where the cow poops, right?
Yes, exactly. People don't understand the flour that's coming out of your pantry has got bird poop on it.
And so yes, it has to go through a kill step. So there's a couple of companies, the big main millers in the U.S., Conagra, ADM, and Ardent. They do a heat-treated flour that is safe for raw consumption. So that especially it is much more costly than regular flour, of course, and you wouldn't be able to use it for bread because the heat treating process also denatures much of the gluten functionality. And then it's contact points, of course, right? It's like you got to have a very sterile and clean environment. And making sure when you produce this cookie dough that it does not get contaminated. And I would, if you want to do a 1 month shelf life, I would send samples out or test samples if you have a lab on site for microbacteria every week up to the month, and then another 2 weeks beyond at least, right? To make sure it's safe.
Most importantly is don't get people sick.
Yes, exactly. You get people sick, and they can die from these bacteria. So that's good. And then on the baked cookie shelf life, it's a little less complicated. Baked cookies, of course, go through a kill step, so bacteria is usually less of a problem. Normally, most cookies will come in at a 0.6 water activity. Anything below 0.65 is really good because that pretty much eliminates the chances for bacteria growth. If you have any kind of mold growing on a cookie that's below 0.65, it's because it's got contaminated after the baking process. And then you need to look at, your lines and everything to see where this contamination is happening. And other than that, to keep the cookie soft is using sugars that will not recrystallize. Not all of the sugar, but a portion of it needs to be replaced using either corn syrups or agave or high fructose corn syrup or fructose syrup, or adding acids to invert the sugar so it doesn't recrystallize. Molasses, brown sugar, you know, these types of things, right? And for starch retrogradation, to limit or retard that is mostly about the amount of fat in the cookie and or emulsifier. So the user who posted the question is using eggs, so they probably got a good amount of lecithin from the egg yolk, and that will help retard any of the staling. And you know, for a typical cookie without any special modification, a month is easy, right? It basically, they'll start to get dry at that point, and beyond that they start to get brittle, and then you get scaling and things. So that's the main questions going on in the forum right now. We just had a great seminar that I got to listen in on. Yesterday was the quality seminar about how to use the C cell.
Yes, Stephen, was excellent.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to that one, and it's really interesting, really exciting. All the other different things as well. I mean, I was well aware of the, you know, quantifying the cell structure and the grain and things like that.
They can also quantify chocolate chips on top
chocolate chips, and sesame seeds. You know, the layers of croissants and puff pastry. I mean, it's like
Cheetos.
It's incredible, right? You know, I mean, maybe Steve could lend me one for a while to try it out, right?
I'll give you Steve's number and I'll hook you up. But if any of you are interested in that particular seminar on quantifying your quality, it's going to be available next week on YouTube. So just tune in.
And the seminars keep coming. I mean, the next one is the right flour choice, how to choose the right flour. And that's on March 25th, right?
Yeah, and I am really looking forward to that with Arnaud from Chopin Technologies. The reason is because not too many people talk about flour quality. And to me, that's always the main point. You know, if you are having issues, especially with the clean label systems, if you're going onto a clean label system, you don't have the potassium bromate, you don't have the ADA, the SSL, the datum to rely on. You know, the bandits are taken away. You have to have good flour quality, and you have to have consistent flour quality and dependable suppliers, so that your clean system formulation is successful. You know, so I'm looking forward to that session because Arnaud and myself we are going to talk in depth about the Mixolab. You know, what to look for in the Mixolab and how to deal with issues found in the Mixolab.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's so extremely helpful because so many people who come into the baking industry, and then when they hear about, you know, crop changeovers every year, and there's a different changeover season in the US than there is in Canada and the UK and things like, and the difference in wheat quality and things like that, so that how that affects the flour. And so the Mixolab is like awesome tool for this, and Arnaud is like the guru to help really convey that information to the masses. Right?
So I've got this question for you: do Canadian bakers experience the same issues with crop changeovers as American bakers?
Yep, every fall. It's just the time of year is different just because of the way harvest runs. Every fall, we go through a whole analysis of the sampling of the wheat. The millers usually work together with the Canadian Wheat Board on getting all of these samples and stuff, and then, you know, each flour mill will get samples in from their main silos or conveyors, right, or purveyors, and look at what they're going to be able to do with it. And at my time when I was with ADM Milling in Canada, I can remember several times where we've had to, like, things would come in, and it's like, especially on the soft wheat, there was so much variability. It's like, okay, where is it used the most? And I had helped with another food scientist, and we wrote an access database so we could quickly query our formulas and things and kind of say, okay, I want to see all of the formulas that have more than 10% of this ingredient in it. And then we would look at that and say, okay, all of these need to be reformulated. We got 1 week or 2 weeks to adjust all of these to new crop, and whether adding gluten or starches or other things and stuff. And a lot of them were donut mixes, like the cake donut mixes. Those were the hardest ones where it affects it the most. Cookies, you can hide it. It's fairly a quick fix on cookies, but cake donuts, pudding cakes, pound cake, that type of thing. When we had soft wheat changes, that was a big deal, right? And then of course the bread bakers, they're all, they're getting ready because it changes absorption rates, mixing times, all kinds of things, right?
Yeah, so, at one of the bakeries I used to work at, every time there is a crop change, we are like chasing our tails.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're chasing your tails for about a month, and then everybody brings big sigh of relief, right? And of course, but the Mixo Lab helps us along the way. I mean, imagine if we didn't have those tools, the guesswork would be enormous, right? I mean, it would be so much worse, right? And so yeah, it definitely that has always been a huge help to get us to where we need to be with that.
Yeah. Absolutely. So looking forward to that one. If you haven't signed up yet for that particular Baker Review, please do so. It's bakerpedia.com/academy.
Yep. And so last but not least, I want to brag. So my how is your podcast? I really enjoyed speaking with Al Orr of J&K Ingredients and Thomas Hoekstra of IREX. We enjoyed our conversations so much. It took me a few days to edit out snippets and get our audio mixer to finish it up for me.
You can't do that, Mark. You can't enjoy your sessions.
And so we whittled it down to an hour. So it's a really it's an insightful conversations and really interesting points on the science, not so much necessarily all just from a chemical ingredient interaction point of view, but the ideas behind the variability that it eliminates, and utilizing mixes, and all of the different things that can be done to help the baker in utilizing mixes and different bases. And so J&K, Al's thoughts and ideas were extremely insightful. Was really good, and Thomas was just so much fun. Of course, our similar European backgrounds make it so easy for us to go down rabbit holes and things. And but it's very. I hope everybody enjoys it, listening to it as much as I enjoyed making it.
The best kind of podcasts are just pure, honest conversations.
Yeah.
And you've had a couple of those, and that's amazing. I can't wait to hear more from you.
Yeah, it's fun. It's great. And I've the irons I have in the fire next is trying to scare up some experts to help me with phosphates and chemical leavenings.
Oh, wow. That's really a hot topic.
Yeah, and then coming up after that is I've got a couple of contacts lined up for conversations all about gluten-free, looking at it from the celiac's perspective, from the product developer's perspective, and so on. And then one that you and I brainstormed, I think it'll be really interesting, is the high-protein vegan baking.
That is such...
That's something I'm looking forward to.
Such a huge opportunity blip in my innovation radar. Huge blip. It's coming. We need to understand and analyze the plant-based protein technologies that are happening in the other fields and how that can transpose into baking, right? I mean,
Yep.
For all you know, we might find the perfect gluten replacement.
Yeah, yes, that and other things that I've seen along the
fat
years,
reduction.
fat reduction especially. When I've seen things with sorry. I don't know. Hope that didn't make it on. Sorry, there's an edit.
Okay, I can always cut it out. Let's restart again.
Some of the other things I've seen along the way in the high protein area is I remember working with our protein scientists and the emulsions that they make for putting into different meat extensions and things. But so when you see just this emulsion of protein and water with some salt in it, it looks so much like shortening in a way. So I was thinking about, I keep thinking about how could that be blended with some really hard shortening and turn into a low fat laminating medium, like a high protein, low fat laminating medium. So, it would be interesting to see because, protein is a moisture barrier as well, right? So it when it starts to cook, it should help prevent the steam from penetrating the next layer and gelatinizing and help give you some flakes. So something interesting worth playing around with. So we'll have to see what we can come up with.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the future in baking. I see so many promising products coming.
Absolutely.
Hopefully some baker out there can make me love bagels again without all that carb. Think about it.
Yeah. A low carb bagel. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's work on that.
Eats and chews and shines like a bagel.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta happen someday.
That's an interesting challenge. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Wish. All right, Mark. Is that it for this week?
Yeah, it's been a busy week, I guess. So we're looking forward to more. Things are improving with vaccinations everywhere and everything. So that'll be busy. Yeah.
Oh, Mark's left. Are you still there?
Sorry about that. Yes.
Okay, say the things are improving with vaccination again.
Yeah. Yes, things are improving with the vaccinations and everything. We're all getting busier again. Looking forward to a new normal, but better times ahead, right? I'm sure. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, and I will see you next Friday.
Absolutely. Happy Friday, everybody.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Bye.